Hello, I'm here today to do a little review, I guess. I travel a little bit in my Toyota Prius, and I saw this little nostalgia pot here, cook pot, and I wanted to see how it runs off of my Bluetti 50C 500 watt power station. And this one, it runs at 300 watts power out, but it has a 500 watt capacity as far as battery capacity. So I'm just trying this out, and this little nostalgia pot, which is very small, they say it's 5 inches. It's less than 5 inches. It's 4 5/8. So any amount of space you lose is a lot when it's this tiny. I just heated this up. It only took a couple, maybe 2-3 minutes at most to heat up. If you're boiling something, I tried boiling water. It took about 8 minutes, I think. So that's a little bit slower. But I'm just going to try doing a breakfast burrito in here. This just kicked on. It runs at about 260 watts max. We're at 247 here. And we're currently at 340 degrees. So it's, it's warm. I'm just gonna add a little spray oil. Well, I wouldn't use normal spray oil. This is like a pumped oil, so that way there's no propellants in there, so it won't ruin the non-stick coating in there. But I'm gonna just throw in some sausage that I have here, and I don't even know if all this will fit in here. I'm just doing this as a test run. This was one sausage link that I had, so I'm just gonna heat that up, see if I can brown that a little bit, and that might take just a little bit of time. So we'll see how that goes. And I've got some potatoes here, some cheese, and some just egg. I am a vegan, so this is actually vegan sausage. I mean, you could obviously do regular sausage. This is heating up, and the light turns off when it hits temperature. So right now it's supposedly at temperature. So you're not running the entire time, which is nice. We're at 0 watts. So it's not a huge draw. I thought it would be running the entire time. But apparently it's not. So I guess that's a good thing. So you're not utilizing as much of the heat aspect of it, I mean, me opening up the top is cooling it, so obviously it's going to kick back on. But and hopefully this doesn't take but a short time to make this. We just need to warm everything up. If you're cooking raw sausage, it's going to take much longer. You definitely want to even get the vegan sausage up to a decent temperature, 160. There's more flexibility in it, which is nice. I'm not getting like the high fry I would on my regular cooktop, but I'm just kind of wondering if I can actually make a meal like this on here. I did try ramen noodles with some dehydrated vegetables, and that seemed to go fine. It pretty much maxed out the size of the pot. So I'm just gonna throw the potatoes in here, and this is just like a hash brown that I chopped up. So, but you can see we're filling that up pretty well. So I'm gonna get those out of the way. So we're just gonna let this kind of cook, and this might take a little bit of time. But I'm gonna just basically make a little breakfast burrito. I want to see if I can do this on the road with my Bluetti. And most of the time when I'm on the road with the Bluetti, it's nice because you can do through charging. So I can have this plugged into the car and run it and charge while I'm actually doing this. So it's utilizing less of the battery. And in general, I have a little, blanking out. I have a little power inverter that actually I charge this with through my carport, because it actually charges off the 120 much faster than running it off straight into the plug-in of the car, the 12 volt. So if you run it through an inverter first out of your car, out of your cigarette outlet, it'll actually charge us much faster going that way. So it's a, you know, a nice easy way to charge faster. Otherwise, the charge time on this through the battery port takes quite a bit of time. So let's see how this is doing. This is, you know, we're getting some smelling good, you know. Just kind of getting that in there. I don't know if this is warming up itself. Yeah, it's warming up, but it could still go a bit. Just want to keep that going. And this, you know, you're only going to get enough for one person in this. And this is, like I said, really tiny. But if you don't have a big inverter in your car, you know, some people are running Instant Pots and stuff like that in their car because they have a larger inverter. This way, you know, you're not having to have a big inverter. I like this as opposed to, I was going to do an inverter setup, and the cost, I mean, what's nice about this is if you're hopping in a vehicle with other friends to go somewhere else and you're not taking your own vehicle, you can just grab this and go, which is nice. So it offers you a lot more flexibility with having a power station. And this one, I think I paid $400 for it. And for a 500 watt, as far as battery capacity, I thought was really great, you know, and it got really decent reviews. I got the one with the regulated 12 volt DC. The earlier version of this was not regulated at all. You know, there's some questionability. I've seen some say that, well, it's not exactly, but it does really well. I run my my Cool refrigerator freezer off of this, and I can run that without having through power going. I can run my refrigerator for close to 40 hours on eco mode. So if I'm running it just as a fridge, if I was running it as a freezer, it would definitely, you know, not last nearly as long. But to get, you know, 40 hours out of it, I was quite impressed. So I'm going to throw some cheese in here. Yeah, I got a good sizzle going. You know, pleasantly surprised when I took this out of the box and seeing how tiny it was. I was a little dismayed in a way. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be very large for what it, you know, what it is. But I was hoping it'd just be a hair bigger, maybe the actual 5 inches that they stated it would be. But yeah, I mean, this little thing is, it was like under $14. Well, maybe over $14 after taxes. It was 13 something and then taxes. You may end up at more like 15 after taxes. So, but yeah, it seems to be cooking okay. Vegan cheese doesn't melt quite like regular cheese, so it will melt a little bit underneath, but but it's cooking. You know, we'll keep going at it, see how the whole thing comes out. Hopefully, you know, it's not all raw by the time I'm done, but I'm gonna put in my just egg. So I put in a little bit of hair more. But yeah, it's well, there's enough room in there, which is nice. I didn't think there'd even be enough room for what I got in there. So I'm just gonna put the lid back on, and this little thing has non-stick, and it does have a little, like, oops, it's a little warm. Underneath, you can actually utilize that to actually, you know, do, say, a burger on or something like that. I haven't tried cooking a burger on it, but I've done oatmeal and I've done ramen noodles. So this is just my third test. And I might do a video of those other things just so people can see what is possible with this. You know, it's not a super fast cook. You know, it'd probably go faster on some other items. I do have a jet boil that I would normally travel with, but it depends on what traveling I'm doing, how long the car is going to be, like, you know, not cooled, because I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and a jet boil, the propane tank is, you know, they say don't let it get over 120 degrees. Well, will hit 120 degrees, and in the car you're at 180. So, you know, keeping that in the vehicle can be a little sketchy. But so I was kind of thinking, if I get this, you know, I can have an alternative to carrying the propane if I'm, you know, if it's going to be staying in the car for a while, and I don't have to stress about, oh my God, you know, the thing's going to blow up in my car. And so the cheese is melting in there, which is nice. The Just Egg is a little, you know, it's not like real egg, but it tastes good. You know, I was not a vegan for 49 years or so, and now I've been a vegan for a year, for health reasons and such, and does better by the environment. So I kind of like the new way I'm going, and, you know, a little bit healthier. But I'm not saying you have to stop eating your meat. You know, you could do this with real egg, real cheese, and real sausage. I think this will actually cook up a little faster because, you know, you're not so tied into the heat requirements of, you know, doneness with certain things. But it's still coming along, so I'm just gonna let it go for a bit. And I'm gonna see if, I mean, I'm still at 100. This was 100% when I started it. So I just kind of wanted to see where it was and, you know, how it was going to hold up. And I don't have through power going through on this. And like I said, I probably normally would in a lot of cases, just so I'm not draining this. But it's good to know that I can make a meal without depleting like even 20% of it from the looks of it at the moment. You know, this whole meal's takes, you know, I'm not sure how long we're taking at the moment. I should have timed this. But it just kicked off again because it looks like it's not, you know, needing a charge. But yeah, it's getting cooked there. It's looking good. I'm about ready for my, put this on my tortilla in just a short bit. Maybe let it go for another moment or two. So, but yeah, I have you know, I know there's a lot of Prius people out there that live in their Priuses. I find that's pretty amazing. Not for me at the moment anyway. If life goes downhill, it's always an option, I guess. But for me, I do more weekend camping and stealth camping. So I'll go to the coast from Arizona. You know, there's a lot of people that want to escape to the Grand Canyon State. I want to escape from the Grand Canyon State. So I go out to San Diego and up the coast and go near the ocean and stuff like that. And I can stealth camp really close to the ocean and stuff and wake up and be a stone's throw from the beach, which is nice. And if I can make my own food and save a little money, because it's a little challenging, you know, if you're a vegan. There's more options, but, you know, it's still not necessarily all the options in the world. But yeah, we've got basically the makings of a breakfast burrito. And you just gotta clean that out, obviously. And then you want to unplug it right away because it's still on. It doesn't have like a switch on it. So basically I got the makings of a breakfast burrito. I'll throw some hot sauce on there and whatnot. But this little nostalgia, it's hot, so you'll want to give it time to cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a option for if you don't have a jet boil or something like that, or something like with the jet boil, I like to basically just boil water in it and then use it for like dehydrated foods and stuff like that. I don't like to actually cook it in and get it all cooked up like this, but this you can pretty much wipe out with a paper towel depending on what it is, you know, a little spray water or whatever. But yeah, and so yeah, it's a doable option. And then you can see on here, I didn't even drop a full bar, you know, and maybe, you know, I'm not sure how long it took us. I should have timed it. But yeah, this is a little nostalgia, not a bad thing. I saw somebody else running it on the Rock Pals one, so I thought I'd give it a try. And for like $15, Not a bad little option. And yeah, something to allow you to cook when you're out on the road. So anyway, thanks for checking us out, and hopefully I'll be doing more of these videos, and I'm gonna try to expand out. And I'm a maker, so maybe I'll be having maker stuff on this channel, and stuff like this, and also maybe travel videos with my Prius and my Prius setup. So anyway, thanks for checking us out.